So again, the big idea is that Steelseeker lets you be way more in on the Feasting Troll King plan, since you just get to like sift through your library, bin Feasting Troll Kings. I think that's like this aspect of the deck is like really exciting to me. Okay, beautiful hand. This is like quintessential right, like week one of MH2 modern hand. This is a turn 2 Feasting Troll King. This kind of hand makes me wonder, why did we stop doing this again? Why did we stop putting... Maybe I'll remember. But this is a very nostalgic hand for me. Arid Mesa, Hallowed Fountain. Could be Hammer Time, could be a few different decks. I guess it's true, Feasting Troll King, kind of small against... against Hammer. In fact, I think I'm probably just going to go Finale for Asmo on turn 2, though. Yeah, people were going nuts for this deck. People were like convinced that this was going to be the new... I guess maybe we should have played Yavimaya. The new Asmo, though. Spiritual Library, Asmo... But this is the new Hogak. This is probably very close to a beatable game 1 for Hammer Time, though. Just active Asmo with triple Cookbook. Can double activate this next turn even. Kind of surprised they'd play the Paladin now. I guess if they get they have a 0-mana artifact, they get Metalcraft. They don't. I mean, I would love to be Feasting Troll King here, but obviously we just want to have double Asmo activation. This matchup's got to be really good with all the disenchant effects on the board too. I'm playing 1 Oven for Saga target. I just think it's just not... Oven's a pretty weak card when you don't have Cat, right? Like, in the list, the list is already like pretty tight, I feel. Like, there's a lot of cards I feel like I'd play over an Oven. And this is also something I've been saying a lot lately, and I just have to say more and more. People play too many... They play too many tutor targets in their modern decks, and their Magic decks in general. Too many tutor targets, not enough powerful cards. Prevents exile effect like Binding. Yeah, but it's like I'd rather play Haywire Mite if that was the concern, you know? Okay. It's gonna be pretty hard for them to get me here. Okay, they floated a mana, then passed. Okay. No reason to activate right now. Stream title is still time sieve combo. I believe I've updated it, but maybe y'all could double check again. Yeah, Goose looking really good. I mean, again, like I know, like it's so weird for me to say Goose is better than Ragavan in this deck, but Goose, I usually hate Goose, but also like I'm a big Goose hater. I'm a big Ragavan lover, but this deck like Goose does so much. Why not cast Shadowspear? I'm going to activate Goose instead. Oh, sorry. I guess I had enough mana to do that too. I was mostly just thinking that I couldn't equip the Shadowspear, but yeah, I did have the free mana to cast it. This deck is actually really, really exciting to me. I also wonder if... I guess the Mutts are really good. You could maybe be mono green. No, sorry, so you can't be mono green. Obviously, you pass. Sorry. No, I was thinking if you cut the... for whatever reason, I thought you could just cast this off any color. Now you have to be at least green red. Okay. They got another hammer. We can go up to 7 foods this turn, and if I put a Troll King into play, I still have 2 Asmo activations. But the thing is, like, the more Asmo activations I get, like, it's harder to lose, you know? Every additional Asmo activation I put into play, it just becomes harder to lose game 1. So as good as, like, as cool as it would be to just put 2 Troll Kings into play, I think I just don't need to. Just cooking. Yeah, I agree that the Mutts tie the room together really well. Yeah, and Street Wraith is kind of dopey. We could put 1. Yeah, again, I just feel like it's like... If I just put 1 into play, and I have only 2 Asmo activations up, and my opponent has a second hammer, all of a sudden, like, things can get dicey when I just, like, don't have to do anything else. If this was a sideboard game and my opponent could have, like, removal, then sure, but it's game 1, and, like, playing red removal doesn't make a ton of sense. Oh yeah, could cast from hand. This is a line. Just cast this for 6 mana. Need 1 more land though. No, I don't have an oven. I don't really know why y'all want to play an oven, to be honest. Just, I don't know. Like, I think that playing an oven diminishes the power level of the deck enough that it doesn't increase the versatility enough for you to just not want that card. I could be wrong. I could be just wrong, but I don't think I am. All right, lots of sideboard cards. So we could just, like, cut the Steelseeker Troll King plan and just be like Asmo control, which I know is like, you probably could have Forest too. I know this is like what the deck is doing, and it stings to, like, cut the cool Steelseeker Troll King plan. But I feel like the sideboard plan, like, looks like the best strat, so let's just do that. Kind of a cool sideboard plan, bring in the 3rd Trail of Crumbs too. Yeah, Asmo doesn't actually beat Cauldron by itself, since Cauldron has to deal combat damage. We could activate Shadowspear to kill the Cauldron that way. You also have Haywire Mite for it. Okay, gonna keep this. We do have a lot of answers to Pithing Needle, thankfully. Names the Underworld Cookbook, not very surprising. Oh, I sent it out of Forest. Okay, I'm still gonna play the cookbook. We can, you know, Haywire Mite this potentially. But you have lands to loot away. Ooh. Okay, they don't have Land Hammer. We have drawn a few too many lands also. Yeah, you could maybe go to 19. 19 lands with Saga is kind of tough, but we have a lot of mana sources and we have Wrenn, but you also want to be able to cast the Wrenn. Yeah, this is looking kind of bad, huh? I have game 3. I mean, this matchup's got to be, like, pretty good though, with all these Boseijus and Haywire Mites plus board 2. We only have 3 cards. Also, it is possible for them to be a bit light on action from this point. Yeah, channeling Boseiju does count as discarding for Asmo. It's kind of a cool interaction. Yeah, we get a Mite next turn. Yeah, we get a Mite next turn. I think if they attack with everything, I'm just probably going to block the 2/2 on this 2/2 Paladin and try to trade and take 13 down to 4. I think I can go to 4. Gain some life off the Haywire Mite and just, like, stopping them from being able to, like, cantrip and like, you know, draw 2 off of a top decked hammer is a pretty big game too. Awkward can't cast Asmo. I mean, this is just like what happens when... Oh, they could have killed me. They could have literally just killed me if they marched the token. Yeah, when they needle the cookbook, you know, what can you do? Alright, I can cast Asmo, but then I'm dead, so I can cook Mutt then Asmo. Alright, game 3. It's like my sideboard plan. I can't believe they didn't just like kill the blocker. Oh, sorry, I wasn't dead. I wasn't dead. So I was going to like 4. Never mind. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I guess that's actually correct. Why don't you cut Trail? I think Trail is actually like good with my post-board plan. Like I've sided into kind of an Asmo control shell with Haywire Mite, Wrenn and Six Boseiju. I've gone off of my Feasting Troll King plan, and so the Trail of Crumbs in theory is going to let me outgrind my opponent with like this more controlling plan. Can keep this. Like I don't know that you could keep this hand without Haywire Mite being a card, but Troll King not good. Not against Hammer. Not when they have a hammer attached to a thing. Troll King's pretty dopey. But like again, this is just kind of like a. I know this is our first match of the deck, but this is kind of like a somewhat experimental sideboard plan with a brand new brew. Could take some time to figure it out. If I was playing an RCQ tomorrow, I'd probably just fire up that Sultai food list I just played. I think that deck's really good. Okay, hopefully... So they played out Shadowspear, which kind of implies they have Paladin, but then playing Inkmoth Nexus doesn't really imply they have Paladin, so... A little confused. Maybe they just equip, huh? That would be nice. Our Saga tokens could be really big. Equip. Oh, dang it. So we want to draw Asmo or Finale or Haywire Mite or Boseiju's okay. We have a lot of really good draws. Finale or Asmo are by far the best. Land will be, well, if it's land, we have at least Boseiju, you know. Boseiju and more Sagas, I guess. Opponent decides they do want to attack. Dang it. Well, hopefully they at least don't have a second March. They have 4 cards in their hand. Oh no, dang it, sorry. That was a huge misclick. Sorry, huge mistake to not double discard there. I do have a Pyrite Spellbomb I can get off the Saga. Maybe I'm supposed to gain 3. Too late now. That being said, we get to go Construct, Pyrite Spellbomb this, re-unlock the Saga. Oh, it's actually horrible if my opponent equips Shadowspear to Sanctifier. We'll see if they see that line. Okay, well, let's force the action here. So, if I block the Sanctifier, they like march my token, which I don't know why they'd march the token over marching the Saga. They can't equip onto the Sanctifier. Yeah, I think they just messed up with this attack. So one good mistake. One mistake into another, huh? It is pretty easy to just think of Sanctifier as like this immortal, invulnerable being. Goose is a really interesting draw because it like gives me a blocker for Inkmoth Nexus. Because if I Pyrite Spellbomb this now, I don't have that blocker anymore. I think that's fine to like be shields down for this turn. Just to, you know, Pyrite Spellbomb the Sanctifier before they get a chance to equip or protect with a Blacksmith Skill. They only have 1 card in their hand, so they have to have like, even if they draw Sigarda's Aid, yeah, they can't kill me with the Nexus no matter what they draw actually. And then we're gonna have 2 lethal attackers next turn if this connects. And we can Wrenn and Six back the Saga, play the Gilded Goose, put them in Double Abyss. Yeah, we go to 1 also if they hand us Sigard's Aid Hammer and they just like hammer on a creature. Will I play Orb combo? Maybe, I don't know. Like sometimes there are decks that I think are good and I think are like playable and fun, like Orb combo, and I also like have no new updates for them, and I have no new updates for them, and they're like not necessarily that interesting to play over and over again because they're somewhat repetitive. And so Orb combo may fit into that category where it's just not something we play that often, you know what I mean? Even though like, you know, we trophied with it, we did well with it. It may just be something we just don't circle back to, but we'll see. At least at the time being, it also didn't get, you know, any real upgrades from the new set, you know. Troll King is also really, really bad if you don't have like full control over the board and they are able to, you know, do their thing even in the slightest, you know, if they're just able to to put a hammer on something, your Troll King is really embarrassing. Yeah, just win more, exactly. It's also like the part of the Troll King package is like, you know, it's part you can play without Steelseeker, but I think that we didn't draw Steelseeker. It is going to take some time to evaluate everything. But, you know, this is also like the first time I've ever played Feasting, Troll King, and Food, and the Hammer Time is definitely a matchup where it gets kind of embarrassed. Ooh, we're playing against the Insect deck. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, let's just go Forest, Wrenn and Six, Ping, and I think I'll cast a Cookbook. Definitely going to try to prioritize Needling, Grist. Chalice and Wands locks up my research desk, huh? For a little bit. And the Cookbook, I could play off the Finale. Huh, do I want to get the 2-drop? I don't know that I even want to get an Asmo here. This is like kind of a weird line, but I also like I kind of just want to get the Steel Shaper. This is honestly like partially just me wanting to play with the card. I keep Steelseeker, Sarinth Steelseeker. What is the title? Did I do it right in the title? Steelseeker. Okay. But this is going to let me like dig for Troll Kings. It's going to let me dig for more Sagas. It's going to be interesting at least. Okay, they don't have a Grist. I feel like you're almost supposed to mulligan the Grist. Maybe not. So let's discard, trigger the Steelseeker. Do I want a Trail of Crumbs? It seems okay here. Definitely seems okay. Oh, whoops. Okay, I guess if you click choose this, that makes it go to the yard. Maybe I should have been able to guess that. So let's, I guess, now make a Saga token now, because if there's a Saga on top, we can put that into our hand. Definitely put that in the yard. There's a Chalice in one in play, so I can't research desk. Pass back. Probably 13 months, thank you. Oh, we drew Trail of Crumbs anyways, which is pretty poggers. Maybe I was supposed to upkeep this though for the scry. Put that in our hand. This card has been kind of sick so far. Obviously, we're playing against insects, so maybe like not the best time to be evaluating or anything, but okay. And then we get to put that in the yard, which is also kind of sick, and then I get to go pick up Saga. Yeah, IDK how, but this is cheating. Okay, that's a good sign too if your opponent says that. That is... Okay, so yes, let's say no to this. Then sacrifice a food, or or should I attack first? I guess we attack first. Yeah, this deck is kind of poggers, huh? So pay yes, or say yes, put the Asmo into our hand, which we can't cast yet, but that's okay. Can discard this, trigger this for like the 5th time this turn. Put that in the graveyard. Hard to say yet. Hard to say. This card's very weird, but. And again, this is like the exact kind of matchup that Steelseeker like is gonna look crazy in, but this is an interesting dynamic. Delirium in this deck is gonna be super easy to get. Any Delirium cards this deck would want. I don't know. The list honestly doesn't feel like there's too much wiggle room, assuming that I've like evaluated Scrapwork Mutt as being really good in these decks. I think it is. I think the cards are just crazy. So yeah, they're gonna lose this like Shadowspear. Yeah, just search Shadowspear concede. Search up Shadowspear, snap concede. Okay, so we'll bring in the mites. We'll bring in the needle. I think I want at least one more Boseiju. Maybe cut a forest for a Boseiju or two. Maybe like +2 Boseiju, -1 forest. I don't feel like this would necessarily be that good of a traverse deck, but you could maybe play it. I think this is maybe gonna be like cut Trail of Crumbs, cut a forest. Clown, thank you for Twitch Prime, appreciate you. Maybe we go down to Mutt. Probably cut the research desk. Cut Goose number 4. Maybe we cut Goose number 4 a bunch. Yeah, I think Unholy Heat is like almost always like a trap as a sideboard card, because like Modern as a format is like warped around Unholy Heat, like not being a super efficient answer for stuff, and so it's like you don't usually like get people with your sideboard Unholy Heats, if that makes sense. Oh, sorry, I was definitely supposed to play Mite on turn 1 here, since I want to be able to like kill a Chalice. Yeah. That was bad. Just used to playing Cookbook on turn 1 of these decks always. Can I make a brew? Dude, I'm starting to hate Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. I'm sorry, but y'all, that card is like not close to being good in Modern. I'm sorry. I didn't think I would need to say it this often. Like, but like, it just, yeah, ephemerate your Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. This is not a Modern, like, power level play. It doesn't draw a card like the white prototype card does. That's nice. You get to draw a card, you know, when you ephemerate it 2 cards. This just puts a big dumb creature into play, and big dumb creatures in Modern are usually not where you want to be. Ooh. Okay, so let me discard the Mite. If I hit a land off this, I can cast Asmo. It has to be a red land, I guess. Get rid of this. Because Steelseeker make a Pioneer. I don't know. Like neither Modern or Pioneer are like you just don't want to play like 3-mana creatures that you have to like either flicker for it to be good, or 3-mana creatures with like okay stats. You know, this is just like, you know, Magic has not been around this dynamic for a really long time. Okay, I name Cookbook. So I guess I'm trying to draw a land in Finale for Haywire Mite. This about Steelseeker. Yes, maybe Steelseeker could do something in Pioneer. Although this Cookbook engine is a big part of the reason why I like it, and but you do have Feasting Troll King in Pioneer. I guess I'll get the one for my library. Don't necessarily want to draw one into the Chalice. Get to put that in our hand, which is nice. Can't play it for turn. Rainmare target, it's okay if you can't discard it as a blocker. It's no, you chat. I just listen. Y'all can register for Phyrexian Fleshgorger. I'm telling you, this card is like not close to being something you want in Modern. As someone who's played tons of Reanimator, Brews in Modern, not nonstop. Like this is not something. This is not the kind of card I think you should even like I say this, as like in a teaching moment. This is the kind of card you don't want to think too much about, because you're mostly just wasting your time thinking too much about it. If that makes sense. This is not something that there are types of cards you can spend a lot of time with. This one's not close. And I don't know. I feel like I don't usually get like a lot of backup from chat on this topic, but I do feel pretty strongly about it. Pretty well timed brain maggot, honestly. Yeah, their deck's really cool. They play Grist. Wow. I guess maybe I was supposed to kill the needle and then discard this, although I could unlock these two. Could like you can't Haywire Mite a brain maggot, I suppose. Yeah, let's sorry. Do not choose this. The templating on that's kind of weird, but I'm going to kill the cookbook, or the needle. Yeah, the needle. Gain 2. And then draw the finale. Make a Saga token, trigger the Steelseeker. Graveyarding that's huge. Do I get a Mite? I guess I get a Mite so I can kill the Chalice, and then that'll unlock the cookbook I'll get off the Asmo here. I might as well say no to this, but I'm gonna shuffle anyways. Again, this is the exact kind of matchup where a card like this just looks crazy, where like both players are not playing a ton of removal. But this card has definitely looked crazy so far. We're up against Insect Travel. A bit early to make too many sweeping statements. I guess I'll attack and then kill the Realm Walker post combat. Is Steelseeker significantly better than Quicksmith Genius? Is this? I feel like someone is going to get me with this make up a card bit. Getting to draw non-land seems like a big upside. Is Quicksmith Genius like 4 mana? What does this card do? Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything, because I feel like someone's going to get me. It's 3 mana. Well, the difference between 3 and 2 in Modern is like unreal. But let's read it. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under control, you may discard a card if you draw a card. I mean, the difference between 2 and 3 mana is unreal in Modern. I don't think it's necessarily much deeper than that. Like if Quicksmith Genius was 2 mana, then sure, but huge difference. I see. Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine to like compare the two. Okay, I'll take a look. I had a Pioneer Fiddlebender brew for a little bit, actually. Excited to see what you've come up with. It's a red Gigantha deck. Prowess. Oswald Bookbrain. That's a pretty good name, huh? Okay, you can't play Laydown Arms and Mutavault in the same deck, and Ganjo. You have to commit to playing like nothing but planes, or almost nothing but planes, which is also like does stink in your Darksteel Citadel deck too. That is a problem, that to have Darksteel Citadel with Laydown Arms, but like you have to play almost all planes if you're gonna play this card, which is like something that is worth it in Pioneer probably. But you definitely can't play Ganjo. You basically can't play Mutavault. All the Mutavaults for your Book of Exalted Deeds, I see. Well, if you're gonna Book of Exalted Deeds, Mutavaults, you just can't play Lay Down Arms. I think at 14 planes, I don't think is enough. It's maybe not super far away, but it isn't enough. I think. Hold on, probably need to make a food end of turn. Can probably discard a Stomping Ground pretty easily. And then I wonder if it's just better to Feasting Troll King here than it is to kill something. Yeah, Feasting Troll King's got to be a bit better. Just discard a Mutt. Do 18 plays. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was like 18 feels like about the minimum. And you're just not there. And so I guess one thing you could do is cut the Darksteel Citadels. That could maybe work. That could maybe work. I also like Karn the Great Critter is like usually mid as hell on a deck like this that doesn't have acceleration. Getting a Book of Exalted Deeds is kind of cool though, so I'm not going to completely go away with it. I don't know why you have 3 Wandering Emperors in the board, though. Wandering Emperor is also like a card that I'm starting to think Wandering Emperor has just been like very overrated the entire time. I think it was maybe difficult for players to play against it, okay, and they had like some issues playing against it because it can be kind of tricky. But I'm thinking that this card has like always been overrated. I don't know why you have 3 of them in the sideboard. They're not that good against mono green, and I feel like if you have anything in the sideboard, it needs to be cards against mono green. I don't know what that is in mono white. Maybe like more needles, more Pithing Needles in the sideboard. You have no needles in the sideboard. You need some. Like Needle is very good against Karn, or I guess you're a Karn deck too, huh? Guess you're a Karn deck too. Okay, let's I think we just eat the Swiftspear. Could chomp. I think we just take 3. Oh no, this block's pretty bad. This block is Hornus into the Lava Dart. I missed the Lava Dart. This is the classic deck tech punt. Classic deck tech punt. Okay, so I can cast Trail of Crumbs, discard my hand, and get a Feasting Troll King back. Yeah, I should have chumped and then blocked here, probably. Steelseeker, 2 tokens, kill this. They have a card on top, which is bad. I guess if I have the Trail of Crumbs in play, I'm not really doing so bad either. I just want a Steelseeker. Well, Feasting Troll King has reach, so I could have blocked the Channeler and then chumped the Swiftspear. Yeah, I still think you need Pithing Needle in the sideboard. You can name like Kiora. These Wandering Emperors seem dopey as hell, but just I guess a lot of loose thoughts. Probably have to cut the Darksteel Citadels for planes. Cut the Igajo for planes. And yeah, I do think you have to play Mutavault, I agree, because otherwise there's like not much reason to be Fiddlebender. Oh, they exiled Lightning Bolts. We are just dead. Just dead. Very good start for my opponent, unfortunately. Okay, so up against Blue-Red Prowess. This is a good Feasting Troll King matchup. I think I might like a Spellbomb over a Research Desk. Endurance has got to be pretty good too. Probably over Trail of Crumbs. Maybe cut a Mutt against the Lava Dart deck. Would Kaya's Reconstruction be a good direction? Yeah, you could maybe play Reconstruction over Karn, and then like open your sideboard up a lot, and then you could try to play like 4 Book of Exalted Deeds in the main, or like 3 or 4, and then play Nykthos and try to like figure out a Devotion game plan with Reconstruction. That could be potentially good. It would be way better if you could put lands into play, unfortunately, but I'm kind of interested in that direction. Wait, does this not have reach? Oh, dude, I thought for sure this had reach. Okay, then my block was totally fine. This card totally looks like it has reach. Mutt looks pretty bad. So, I totally agree that Mutt looks bad. I absolutely agree that you look at Scrapwork Mutt and you're like, this card is awful. Playing with Scrapwork Mutt, this card is crazy. Mutt is it could still be better to play Fable, but Mutt is really, really good in this deck. It's also very good with Spellseeker or Steelseeker. Oh, this hand's so close. I have to mulligan. But I have been like nonstop impressed by the card. I think I'm gonna play Saga on turn 1. I know this means if I draw a green source, I can't Finale. But if I draw a land next turn, I'm doing good anyways. That's not a bad draw. Yeah. Again, I totally agree that Mutt looks dopey. Playing with it, it's like with Feasting Troll King and Ovalchase Daredevil, the card is like it's like it's a 2/1 that draws you 2 cards over the course of the game, has artifact synergies, is good to mill over with your green guy. The card I just am like nonstop impressed by it. While I again fully admit that it looks dopey. I think we just kill the dragon now. I thought Finale was bad. Finale is not bad, but you just don't want it in every single build. Like in this build, that's like, because we're really in on Feasting Troll King and we're really on the Steelseeker plan, so we need to assemble Cookbook as soon as possible. You need the Finales. It just all depends. Finale is like bad in Devoted Druid too, but like Finale is like, you know, only ever good in Asmoshot. I don't know if you're talking about because of that. Oh, disgusting. This is so gross. I mean, if we draw a land, we're not doing so bad. They get Delirium too. And Rakdo would be better than Finale. Okay, gotta clean up that sentence a little bit. I'm pretty good at interpreting what chat means. I'm not that good. Rocco. Would Rocco be better than Finale? No, but you could play Rocco and Finale. I don't think Rocco's like so good that you want to splash another color. It's also like an extra turn, you know, for a 3/1 body. It's hard on the mana in your Urza Saga deck. Alright, so I think I'm leaving these back to block. Yeah, I know Ricksmatty Reveler is not playable, but Ricksmatty Reveler with flashback and as an artifact, it's like the combination of these things. They only have 2 cards in their hand. It'd be awesome to win this game anyways. Second Channeler, I guess, is going to make this kind of tough. Be great to draw an Endurance. Good Finale for a Goose. Gives me an extra food. The next turn I can get a Cookbook. It's a flying blocker 2. Maybe Finale for a second Asmo is better. Yeah. I think we just have to be dead to a lightning bolt. Yeah, that Shattering Spree totally got me. They had 2 lightning bolts. Tough stuff, tough stuff. Fall to 2 and 1. Fall to 2 and 1. This hand is so close also. I think I'm supposed to keep this. I think I'm supposed to keep this. The upside with this hand is just too crazy high. Isn't the deck too sensitive to graveyard hate? I don't really think so. Like, you have like a lot of Boseijus and Haywire Mites to deal with graveyard hate, and big Urza Saga tokens. It kind of depends on what the exact graveyard hate is, but it's also like the graveyard hate, like, you know, it just depends, I guess. But I'm not like necessarily I don't think so. No. A lot of stuttering and stumbling, I guess. Just say nah. I think this says 2 toughness against Rhinos is kind of tough. Like, 1 use graveyard hate is not that scary, and there's not that many rested pieces, and you have a lot of you have a lot of answers to permanents. Okay. So playing this is pretty bad into Fire Ice. I could just be correct to Springleaf Drum's second cookbook. But if they had Fire Ice, they would have played it already. So I think I'm supposed to jam this. And like most Rhinos lists are also at cutting Bone Crusher, right? You could have Dead Gone. They can't binding with 3 types here. Do they think they can binding? Oh. Why didn't they ice my land? People just hate to ice on turn 2. I feel like you're almost always supposed to. Oh, I got a 2 for 1, huh? Fairy Bound Saga, that's pretty good. They did have blue mana, they had a fetch land. Alright, let's finale. They probably wanted a white land. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I just always snap off ice on turn 2. I basically 100% of the time I just snap off the ice on turn 2. Maybe that's not correct, but that is how I like to play it usually. Was Shape Anew hype real or just worse than Creativity? I mean, so Shape Anew is only better than Creativity if you find a deck that wants to play creatures in it. So it has potential in like specifically elementals, and I found like maybe 1 or 2 other shells that's like somewhat interested in it. But it's very, very hard to build. Very, very hard to build. What is this deck trying to do? So you're playing, the normal food shell, and the big upgrade is Sarinth Steelseeker, where this card is going to let you, with the food engine, go through your deck, provide a lot of card advantage, dig for Saga, then mill over Ovalchase Daredevil, Feasting Troll King, Scrapwork Mutt for value is the idea. And specifically, like binning the troll, digging for troll while putting foods into play is pretty interesting. So is this coming down next turn? Okay. Troll will be pretty good here. Another Asmo. Maybe I want to wait on this Asmo until they've cast their Rhinos, though. Every time you say mill over a Scrapwork Mutt for value, it makes me cringe a bit. I don't know why why that would make you cringe. It literally is just like a card, a free card that you mill over for value. Card advantage is cringe, huh? So I really hope this Asmo resolves. Should resolve. I'm putting Shape Anew and Banned Soul Herder. I did consider it, yeah. I mean, it's weird because you're cutting the Cocos and you rework everything, but I did, yeah. All right, so we get the 4th cookbook. Yeah, the problem with Shape Anew and Cascade Shells is you can't play with Shardless Agent. You can still play it with Ardent Plea. Not sure my opponent's tanking so long on. Bounces the Saga. It's okay, more tokens for me. Alright, so on the draw, Stonebrain is a little bit slow. We can maybe play them on the play, but as you saw that game, I think our plan A is just not that bad. I do think I'm interested in at least the first Haywire Mite for Leyland Binding. I don't know if you want 2. 2 is maybe a bit much. 2 is maybe a bit much. I don't think we're gonna desk very often. I think I don't want to draw. I don't want to draw more than 1 Trail of Crumbs either. Seems fine. This seems fine. Probably have to mulligan this 1-lander. Not too far away from a keep though. Another 1-lander, but this one I probably do have to keep. Let's put back 2nd Troll King. This deck almost seems like it one's familiar. Yeah, there are versions of this deck that have played Cauldron Familiar, and so like, there's honestly just like not that much room. Like I don't even know if you can really view Wrenn and Six much as a flex spot. It almost feels like an auto include because it's really good with the food plan. It's really good with Saga, but like you could maybe consider Wrenn and Six is a flex spot. Mutt is a flex spot, but if you cut Mutt, you have to cut it for another card that discards. So you have to cut it for Street Wraith or Fable, and so you have to play one of those cards, which is not Cat Oven. The Steelseekers, small sample size, have seemed very good, and it's also like the whole plan of the deck. And so you just don't have much room for like Cat Oven and stuff. You can maybe play it over Goose. You could be green black instead. One's on a mold of 5, but they're just tanking forever. Yeah, Goose. I agree. Goose is a card I really dislike. I think this card sucks, but in this deck, it is a phenomenal role player. Phenomenal role player. Whew. Yeah, you can maybe get really greedy and go down to 19 lands, but that's probably not really an option. Just not much wiggle room. I think my opponent is maybe going to propose a split, but now I'm up a game and oh, never mind. Do you think switch Goose Familiar and only 1 Oven as Saga target? I don't know, because it's like with Saga, you want to get Cookbook or Shadowspear or Springleaf Drum really often, and you know. There's going to be a lot of times you'll want to get one of those cards and feel like you have to get an Oven because you only have 1 Oven in the deck. Cat Oven is also like not that good. It's not that bad either. I don't think I want to discard anything right now, actually. It's not that bad either. But it's not like this phenomenal game-changing... Oh, baby, what a top deck. Deck-defining interaction. It's just fine. It's just fine. Cat Oven is like insane in like Standard and Pioneer formats. defined by creature combat and attacking and blocking, but that's just not really what Modern is defined by. Combat step barely exists in this format. Okay, Force Pitch Agent, that's fine. The cookbook is interesting, so let's attack. Blow up the binding. What is the main draw of this deck of original food? It's this new card, Sarinth Steelseeker. This card I think is really, really interesting in the shell. Although a previous Twitch chatter did review it as being cringe, so perhaps factor that into your own evaluation. All right, let's bring back the Troll King next turn so we can Trail of Crumbs trigger twice. Yeah, I do think that maybe you could cut some number of Trail of Crumbs for like fitting Fable into the deck is pretty interesting. Fable might be better than Trail. But let's get a 4-1 prediction. Oh, when was this? Is this league prediction for this league? Okay, cool hand. Keep this. Yeah, we loaned one of our cars to a friend whose car broke down. Since we don't usually need 2 cars at once, but we may be in like a rare day of the week where that is not the case. I literally can't get rid of these damage stops. I can't. If I get rid of them, I'm not gonna be able to like function. I've had them for too long. I think I wanted food now. There's a chance I want to go. I might just want to try to Feasting Troll King this turn. Yeah, I feel like the turn 2 Troll King looks fine here. I guess it's a problem if they spell pierce my cookbook. Yeah, Esther's final interview. She said it went well, but then they didn't offer the job, unfortunately. Those bastards. Yeah, if I've played with these too long. If I turn them off, we're just gonna get non-stop misclicks. I'm like incapable of like playing correctly with these. I live in America, so public transit's not very good, but it's fine. It's fine. I take care of myself. We do need to find a Daredevil, maybe, if we're gonna keep recurring this Troll King. See if they have an Unholy Heat plus Delirium for this. Delirium is probably not going to be that hard to get, although they don't have it yet. They still don't have it. 4 cards in hand. If my tax dollars aren't spent on public transit, what are they spent on? War, mostly? War. What else? I kid, I see. How did this get into play? We made 3 foos and activated its ability. It's a new Hogak. Or the old new Hogak. A red Saga without Ragavan? Yeah, you could play Ragavan, but I haven't really missed it. Obviously, to play Ragavan in an artifact-based red Saga deck, not super unreasonable. But I'm playing Scrapwork Mutt, which is just way better. Okay, they have Delirium now. They exile a Consider. Who's my biggest influence in Magic coming up? It's like I don't know. It's probably like a 5-way tie between like Brian, like, so like at first it was Brian Kibler. Watching Brian Kibler's Pro Tour Dark Ascension run like got me interested in competitive Magic, and then we might have lethal here. It was like Brian Kibler, like easily #1, and then it was like LSV and like Gab when I was getting more seriously into it, and then then like when I was becoming more, you know, more competitive and more into it, like Brian Bronduin was like someone I really looked up to, and Caleb D got me into Modern. So I would say like those are probably like my top 5 influences when I was coming up, and then I've of course had other influences after that. So I think I'm just gonna kill them with the Mutt, which is how would a Twitch chatter describe this, I wonder. 6. Okay, up a game against Murktide. Bring in these endurances. I should maybe have like Run Afoul and stuff in the sideboard, or something to kill a Murktide that maybe is like a weakness of this deck. We have Asmo though. Asmo can kill Murktide, so it's hard to say exactly how important that is. Everything else seems kind of good game 1. I don't feel like there's any like big misses. Maybe the Steelseekers are kind of fragile, although they seem also pretty good. They don't seem that bad. Yeah, just Stonebrain it. Yeah, I don't think I need a Pyrite Spellbomb or Needle or Haywire Mite. I could maybe bring these in. I know I kind of have been bringing them in sometimes, huh? I think I might just go down to... I mean, Trail of Crumbs is not bad in this matchup. Maybe we've done a Steelseeker and 2 Geese. When would I want a Haywire main deck? It would mostly just be like if the metagame calls for it, and like a lot of people seem to think that the metagame does call for main deck Haywire Mite. I'm not really thinking that that's the case, but I think you could make like an alright argument that you do. Okay, I think I have to keep this on 6. Hope for the best. They have Hearse, yeah. The thing, we're just like really not that scared of Hearse. You know what I mean? Maybe we should be. I'm not though. Brian with the deck tech, if you post a link in chat, I can take a look. I think at the time of making this comment, and this could change by the end of the match, but maybe I play this in the challenge tomorrow because it's cooler than the Soul Typhoon deck. The Soul Typhoon deck seems really good though. But it is just like a challenge with like nothing on the line. And I think this deck is like cool and new and has a lot of promise. That's usually the kind of deck I really like to play in challenges. Karuga Sahili. I think we've actually seen this kind of deck tech a bunch, or a couple times. 24 lands. Huh. Wow, the deck building here is just smooth and beautiful. It's also true we played against like Insects this league. Although Insects is maybe real, I don't know. Okay, we played against Insects and they didn't even like draw Grist the whole time. So yeah, maybe not that real. Okay, I don't. This is just beautiful deck tech. It's super clean. No dopey pet cards. Right number of lands. Good spells. Cool, interesting payoff. Just beautiful. I liked it a lot. I like it a lot. I think it looks really good. I do think Fires of Invention could potentially be like somewhat playable in this deck, but like maybe not. Maybe not. I would maybe play Leylines of Sanctity 4 and 4 and just play 2 Verdicts on the side, but looks good. Looks good. I think I would probably just play 4 of each of the Leylines and only play 2 Verdicts on the board. But I think it looks great. Sideboard needs work. I don't know if I want Wear Tear. Wear Tear is pretty good. Wear Tear is pretty good. Maybe you don't need the Leyline of Sanctities so much right now. Sanctity is actually, like, I think pretty good at the moment, but... Okay, I'm pretty worried about Spell Pierce. So I think I'm going to play Cookbook before Steelseeker. I know we could make a Saga token, but Saga tokens are also, like, way worse post-board, and... Order Finale and Ovalchase Daredevil. So Finale, like you just saw, puts Asmo into play for 2 mana. Yeah, so I think for that, like, maybe you cut the ley lines. Then you have Sanctity, 4 Leyline of the Void, 3 Wear Tear, 3 Wear Tear, and like maybe like 1 more Boseiju on the board. Might Karuga over here because Karuga is chunky. Draw a lot of cards. Run to rip off your Vegas Band-Aid, but isn't Burn pretty good? We could rip off that Band-Aid. Burn is pretty good, yeah. Burn's been actually very popular, yeah. The Sanctity. I don't know. I don't know how much you need to be worried about Burn, though, with like your Fury Solitude Omnath deck, you know what I mean? You're a 60-card Omnath deck with 4 Fury, 4 Solitude. Like, I don't know that you need to, like, dedicate that many sideboard slots, but... Like Wear Tear also feels super important right now. And so do your Forces, and so do your Leyline of the Voids. You know what I mean? So I just don't know that you can afford to not play the Wear Tears or the Forces or the Leylines. Like, maybe you could afford to cut the Verdicts, but I also like just wouldn't even really trip, you know. Sanctity probably more for scam. I don't know. You have a great scam matchup as a Kruger deck probably. Dude, this card just triggers nonstop. Although we haven't gotten really much value from it yet. There's some value. Let's go. Sorry, I think I messed up. I think I was supposed to play Asmo play Cookbook here. Because now I'm going to die to a Lightning Bolt. We get to put a Feasting Troll King into play, I guess. Which is cool. We did the thing. But I think that I'm just like put myself dead to bolts. Not really needing to. And then I guess I'm not also dead to like the fetch land. I played this turn so bad. I played this turn so bad. Yeah, I just dead to Delirium too. Sorry chat. We'll go to game 3. I just like saw the Troll King. I thought this was gonna be the best thing to do with my mana, but I need to kill the thing. Okay, I'm gonna play for game 3. Yeah, so I need to just kill the Murktide. Just play the second Asmo, kill the Murktide. I'm in such good shape. How about the Trails? The Trails are okay. Keeping Goose would have been good. Yeah, Goose would actually have been very good. Basically, like, I found, like, the worst possible line, huh? Needle for E. Yeah, seeing the needle is probably fine. I think the Trail of Crumbs are definitely fine. They could definitely be Fable of the Mirror Breaker, though. They could be a lot of different things. Fable, like discarding Feasting Troll King, copying Troll King seems kind of dope. It'd be kind of nice on the curve too. You could also play Fable over Mutt, but Mutt has been pretty good. I don't really want to get rid of the Mutts. Okay, no lands. Okay, pretty good hand. 4 Fable, 2 Mutt, no Crumbs. That could maybe be fine. That could maybe be fine. I also wonder if you have to play 3 Wrenn and Six. Probably do. Yeah, it's also like Mutt is like a much better Asmo enabler than Fable 2. Fable's like kind of slow. You wouldn't spell pierce me, would you, opponent? was hoping that they play like a Ragavan or Deercy to get a nice 2-for-1 with the Wrenn. Oh, this is also a nice 2-for-1. Wonder if Ravager ever be a house. Scales is a genuinely good deck that is underplayed, in my opinion. I find Wrenn pretty neat with no Cookbook and no Daredevil. Pretty neat with Cookbook and no Daredevil. Yes, I see. Yeah, that's true. You don't have to play 4 Fables, so you can play like 2 over it. That could be fine also. Okay, we did bring in a Needle. I think while my opponent's tapped out, let's okay, let me actually incentivize the Hearse activation with this +1. And they decline. Finale. Asmo. Scales can be rough with ending and binding running around. I mean, there are cards that are like good against you. It got worse also with the Haywire Mite, I guess. But Scales is just, I think, still great and underplayed. I think that deck is great. I think that deck's underplayed. I think it's not that much deeper than that. Scales is a deck that can like very easily play around and beat 1-for-1 removal. Scales also gets to play Mite for opposing leyline bindings. Yeah, Hearse is really just not that scary. Hearse is really not that scary. I think this deck's pretty good against Graveyard Hate or Resilient at least. A Braid. Dude, a Braid has been so popular lately. I really do feel like that card is kind of dopey, you know what I mean? It's not the dopiest card I've ever seen, I guess. But it just doesn't hit like it used to either. Yeah, it is an honest Magic card, but it's an honest Magic card in a time where you want to play the dishonest Magic cards, you know what I mean? What about replay Nature's Claim and Scale Sideboard? Almost definitely, yeah. 5 cards in our opponent's hand. Man, I feel so bad for playing that game too so poorly. So we need to play like a 3/3 Murktide, 6/6 Murktide. I feel like it feels like this deck would want a way to sacrifice the irrelevant artifacts for value, something like a Vraska, but a bit better, cheaper. You have Feasting Troll King, you have Trail of Crumbs. You could play Time Sieve. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's so easy to be like to walk in a moment where we're like, you know, a tad flooded or whatever, and be like, we need some value right now. What we need right now is some sweet value. I guess I should play the second Hearse first so I could pop. Yeah, I should play the Cookbook first. I got very excited to draw this Troll King, a little ahead of myself, I think. Yeah, I know. It's just like every Twitch chat comment ever is like, Spike, I've come in. We have a lot of, we have our engine going and we don't have a payoff. I'm gonna suggest a payoff. But it's just like all. So the density of Twitch chat comments are like, let's play grindy 3 and 4 mana cards and more payoffs, and without like suggesting how to fit them in the deck or what to cut for, like, what to cut for them, what the payoff even is. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I don't like this generation of Twitch chat. You don't like it because it's accurate, I think. Why not just cast the Troll King? I was 1 mana short. I had 5 mana. This is 6. Yeah, good for making content, huh? Trail King Asmo should be the payoff. Yeah, you have Trail King Asmo, Trail of Crumbs. We have like, 10 payoffs plus the Steelseeker to like go through the deck. It's the Twitch chatter's job to walk in and just suggest a payoff, you know? Just doing your job. I understand. It's a hard job. Somebody's got to do that. Okay. Asmo's pretty good here. Asmo's pretty good. Yeah, let's just keep the Asmo. Yes. All right, guess we didn't need to say yes. No. I pinged the channeler this turn. That's right. Okay. Wow, Odawara. Activate this only during your turn. So I can respond to a Hearse activation. Kind of crazy that they would just take 7 there. Okay, dead Wrenn and Six is fine. I don't really care about this. This maybe means they have another like Channeler or Ragavan though. Okay, so we draw Asmo for turn. Gonna discard the Daredevil. Bait the Hearse again. They have fallen for it every time, so maybe they will continue to fall for it, maybe not. Let's go ahead and graveyard this because it would be cool to find something else to do this turn. This Asmo resolves, it's great. We just get to kill the Murktide. Kind of wishful thinking that it would resolve here, though. So we have a couple options. We can discard Feasting Troll King, activate it. They can respond with the Hearse, though. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do it on my end step, or try to do it on my end step. And if not, I could just like gain 6 life or something. Yeah, I know Troll isn't sorcery speed, but it is only on your turn. But they might not tap the Hearse. But like, how could they ever play around Troll King here? You know what I mean? I guess that's how. I'm a mana short of the hardcast Troll. They're attacking. I'm going to 7, so I don't need to fear 2 bolts. Okay, they should 100% have cast this pre-combat. They bounced the Troll, didn't they? They did bounce the Troll, yeah. But I'd returned it to play. I didn't hardcast it. It's 6 mana, only 5 mana. Thanks on Unholy Heat. Okay, so let's discard the Daredevil. See if this gets the Hearse activation. We also get this trigger, presumably. Okay, they're just done trying to get the Daredevil. Okay, so we'll not put that in the yard. I will gain 6 life. Yeah, I think we gain all 6. Yeah, they're playing around me. Yeah, actually, that too. I agree. Let's get that Scrapwork Mutt for value. I guess I should have got from the library. Sorry, didn't really matter. I really want to win the game with an Unearthed Mutt here after all the memes from earlier. We have 3 more looks. Mutt. I feel like I deserve the Mutt here. Steelseeker. Yeah, this card has been great all league. I mean, it's only been one league, but I punted really bad game 2 of this league. I think we're gonna win, or game 2 of this match. I think we're gonna win this one. Deck is pretty hype. Put my opponent to 1. Huh. Okay, I guess they get the Troll King. They have 3 cards in their hand. We could lose. I could absolutely have called it before it's over. Feels good to get a nice, good 6-hour stream too. Do you think the prowess matchup is bad? I don't think so. I think like you have to win. You're supposed to win game 1 a lot of the time with like, and I think you're pretty good game 1. And we like lost to like a really bad sideboard card. So like we lost game 1 to them having a really good draw. I think they were on the play. They might not have been on the play. But my memory is that we lost to them having a really good draw on the play, and then like a really well timed shattering spree for 3 to lose. So yeah, despite like my sideboard not being built very well and me punting really badly against Murktide, we did 4-1 our first league with this deck, which is pretty exciting. Fortunately, Doom won't be playing it because he's said he'd only play if we 5-0'd. But I really do feel like this card, the Steelseeker, seems very, very good. Seems very, very good. Okay, so one interesting thing too about the Trail of Crumbs, if we cut Geese from the deck, we can probably cut Trail of Crumbs. Although Geese is so important for the Feasting Troll King, it just all kind of crumbles without it. I'm gonna sleep on it. If I don't feel like this deck is where I want to be for tomorrow, I'll just play the Soul Typhoon deck, and then we can work on this deck some more. But I'll try to. I think I want to play this tomorrow in the challenge. I think that would be like the fun thing to play in the challenge too. You know what I mean? But for today, I think I'm gonna raid Giglio, and I will call it for today. It feels good to get a nice 6-hour stream despite the internet crash earlier. Everything. Yes, I do remember you said it was good, Danny. I do said I've changed my mind.